Well, thank you, and it's wonderful to have the opportunity to be part of the launch of this important initiative, and it's been fantastic to hear people talk about the extraordinary advances we're seeing in renewables, particularly solar. I asked my team a little while back to have a look at how the cost of solar has come down over the last 50 years. I remember when the very first solar installations were being made in rural Australia, roughly 50 years ago in very remote areas. And we've watched the cost of solar in that 50-year period come down consistently 12% a year, year on year on year on year. This is an extraordinary technology success story. I will remind everyone here that 90% of the solar cells in the world have Australian intellectual property in them, and the University of New South Wales and the Australian National University have played a really important role in achieving that extraordinary outcome. But we're seeing it in Australia right now. We've had $35 billion of investment in renewables since 2017 in Australia, 8 times faster per capita than the average across the world. We have the highest rate of solar installation in the world in Australia. 1 in 4 houses now in Australia has solar cells on their roofs. So this is really extraordinary stuff, and we're very proud that Australia has been able to play such an important role in these outcomes, not just in our own country, but across the world. And talking with my Indian colleagues, the goals they have and the commitments they have, I think, are really outstanding. Part of what we have to do is keep driving that cost down, and we've set ourselves a goal of getting solar costs down to 1.5 cents a kilowatt hour. And that will be profoundly transformational for energy systems across the world. And we've got a company here today, Suncable, who are part of achieving that. They tell me they can achieve that in the next couple of years, and we'll certainly be doing everything we can to support them in that goal. But as we do that, we face a couple of key challenges. We need to make sure that our grids are well connected. And that interconnection becomes a really crucial issue. We're investing heavily in interconnection in Australia, not just within Australia or within the mainland of Australia, across the water to Tasmania, and through Suncable, potentially up into Asia as well. And that interconnection piece becomes very, very important as we see more intermittency coming into our grid. But the second challenge we face is making sure we have enough complementary dispatchability as well. We're investing heavily in pump hydro, 2.5 gigawatt pump hydro project in the Australian snowy mountains, but other forms of dispatchability, storage, hydrogen and the role it will play as long duration storage also becomes more and more important as we put more renewables into the grid. But these problems can be solved across the globe, and you solve the problems that we have to in one country, you solve them for every country. So collaboration, as you said, absolutely essential to continuing to achieve the outstanding outcomes that we need to continue to achieve globally if we're to get to net zero in a timely way. Certainly Australia will be playing a role in achieving that important outcome for the world.